come up from the depths of this house and come and get me.
Oh, God. Ah!
Show us!
Last word from him is you'll see me for what I am.
What the does that mean?
Baby, let's stop this. Let's just start over, okay? You and me. I love you. I gave up everything to walk down this road. Myth, danger, adrenaline. I've learned a lot along the way, and I've adapted my methods accordingly. For one, I wasn't sure how I felt about psychics, but I've tested them. I can say at least the ones I've worked with are legit. I never dreamed I would own a seminary, but I do. This entire journey has made me undeniably passionate about saving our past. My friends and I use unconventional methods to find the truth within every legend and to capture the voices of spirits. Whoa, that's a human tone voice. You may have heard my name. It's Adam, and I invite you to travel with me as we find and call the resident undead. That was easier to find than I thought it was going to be. Here it is, Hinsdale house. I don't know why I'm so angry right now.
Because the energy on this space is very bad. It's very, very
Dude, like, I'm angry. Like, shouldn't be angry right now. I should be relaxed. We're fine.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I pulled up. Just like actual rage that came from nowhere. It's like, why am I so mad? That's not me. But that's normal for really dark hauntings. Anything that people are calling demons, that is very normal. It's just, usually, what's interesting about that is usually it doesn't affect either one of us, which is what's fascinating me a little bit. Well, now that
It doesn't feel right.
Well, now that you're aware of it, check yourself. So there's a native spirit that comes through very, very clearly in my mind. And he has a very huge black wingspan. And he uses that wingspan to cloak the space and contain whatever darkness is here. Because he is a protector. And he essentially protects the rest of the world from whatever is here, so it doesn't get let loose. Or at least that's how he explained it to me. I think as a culture, we give demons way too much credit. It's become super trendy to talk about them as these fiery, amazing creatures that can do awful things to your life, that can completely screw up your health, and maybe that's true. But maybe it's only true if we let it be. Maybe demons can only destroy your life if you let them. So even if this is a demon, which maybe, I don't know, it depends on...
It's not a demon. This is something parading around with a lot of strength. And the only way to handle it is to spearhead it, to bring its story out. I would say they're still human, but they are, when I say things, they're their own category of people. They're dark, they're monsters. And they have just layered themselves to be those things. But if you take them and you layer by layer and layer, tear it apart, they're just damaged people.
Deconstruct the haunting.
Take a second. Just give me a second. The Hinsdale house is nestled quietly in the somewhat remote and heavily wooded outskirts of Hinsdale, New York. This small residential structure has quite the veil of mystery blanketed over it. What we do know is that the stage was already set over 200 years back, with countless skirmishes between settlers and Native Americans. Over its existence, many families would live here, but the most famous was the Dandy family. They would occupy this house in the 1970s and had many claims of poltergeist activity. Legend has it that the family actually had a structural exorcism done on the house, which resulted in the entire structure to shake and crying to be heard from the windows. It was deemed unsuccessful, and the priest who conducted the exorcism advised the Dandy family to leave. Tonight's investigation will already be more difficult than usual, with dropping temperatures and Chris being unable to join us. But with those odds stacked against us, we'd set up mobile base outside and begin our investigation. We are beginning our investigation at the Hinsdale house. And real quick, right behind me is our mobile base. And in here we have Eric McGill. He is going to be monitoring the base when we do our quarantines and stuff. Now, with me, Rebecca.
Oh, hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
Hi.
And right here, Lucky.
I don't even have the cat ears. Damn it. Oh,
And that's
God.
what happens when it's winter time. Eric, we'll see you later, buddy.
Oh,
yeah. Come on in.
oh, thank you for having me.
Does anything come at you right away in here?
There is a male presence. Clear, but also not. Very slippery. What I'm struggling to understand is the slipperiness. Because what I see is somebody who's laughing at me, who's taunting me. But it's definitely enough that I can grab hold and see man with secrets, evil, my version of evil. And it's not, and by evil I don't mean demon from hell. By evil I mean somebody who did truly abhorrent things. He's very, very clear. I think there are a lot of layers to this space, but the most loud... Oh, all right, I understand. Essentially, you taunted him in your head, and now he's pissed. Because what's happening is he is deconstructing you. But the problem is, if you get into a fist fight at a bar with a man, he's not going to know your deepest, darkest secrets. You get into a fist fight with a malevolent spirit, he's going to know what demons you carry.
You gave me chills when you said that, because that was exactly, I was literally trying to feel this whole situation out. Like, from some of the stories I've heard, yes, there's probably something extremely dark here.
Okay, also, you said that whenever you pulled up here, because you got here before I did, whenever you pulled up, it just didn't feel right. You never said that about a location, at least not to me.
Let's roll on Pandora's real quick. You got yours on you?
Yeah.
Recording on Pandora on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, rolling. Go ahead and speak to us. We just walked in. We want to know who we're working with tonight. Ending EVP. Ending. Playing back EVP.
Alright, rolling. Go ahead and speak to us. We just walked in. We want to know who we're working with tonight. Ending EVP. Ending.
I think I heard they're gonna hurt me. What did you see while we were recording?
I'm just gonna give it to you raw without trying to interpret it. I saw a woman lying on the ground. Her head had slammed into the side of the wall, and she was holding her head, and she had her hand up, and she was pleading, "Please don't." What she's thinking about while this is happening is this moment that she was dancing with this man, and she was so in love, and she was so happy, and they were so happy together. And then it comes back into her slamming into the wall, screaming, please don't do that.
Well, let's break right into it. Ashley, who's better at connecting with spirits?
What? What?
So what we need to do is see if Ashley can connect right now
I
to
think
whatever
what
is here.
gets me, one of my favorite things is Becca will be like, oh my god, this man is awful, he's terrible, I can't even tell really who he is. And Kimmell's like, let's put Ashley here by herself. That's the best thing we can do to connect. What? Okay.
A quarantine is the part of the night where each of us will be isolated in some of the location's most highly active areas. The concept is simple. Since we believe some spirits are intimidated by our numbers, this will give them the opportunity to feel less threatened. This building is on lockdown. I'm by myself. The living room is a perfect starting point since it's a clear hub for a majority of the activity within this house. Ashley will be quarantined here for 20 minutes while we monitor outside in our mobile base. As always, Becca will be assisting through remote viewing and telling Ashley who she's coming into contact with so she can better interact with them. 2 recorders will be running non-stop in order to capture electronic voice phenomena. And with that, Ashley's quarantine begins now.
Ah! I don't know how I just stayed so long for 20 minutes, but oh my god, get me the out of here.
All right, getting ready to roll on Pandora's. Both are running. Putting one right here, putting another right here. Hey, good luck. Give you the fist. Chris isn't here. Give you the fist.
Oh,
Chris!
we never fist bump. What's that?
All right. Hey, good luck.
I'm a bro now since Chris isn't here. Ah! Ah! God, hold on, just give me 3 seconds. Hold on.
You okay?
No, we just talked about this. Hold on, I need to take my jacket off real quick. You talked all this fucking shit to this dude, and now I'm in here alone with him.
I know.
It's bullshit.
I feel it. This place feels like...
Dude, Kimmell, I'm gonna... Oh.
I know. I feel it in the room. I feel it right now.
I know. I feel so uncomfortable. Just for the record, I was not the one talking shit.
You alright?
I don't have any problem. I just talk and figure out the history of this place, what's going on. I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue. I don't want you to touch me.
I don't want you to touch me.
Right before we hit record and stuff, she kept talking about how she was dizzy. And I could feel it in the room. The room felt like a weird, eerie charge to it.
So is it possible to just have like a nice civil conversation? Maybe I ask a question or two. Can we do that?
Can we do that?
Get into that room right now. Get into where she's at. What is...
There's a man who is just trying to intimidate her. He's just exactly.
It could be just that intimidation, like a stare down.
It is
kind of
literally.
thing.
Lucky is the sassiest person I know, so she would stand up to him. The problem is he would get more elevated.
So it's starting to get like a little bit cooler. It feels like I'm just being watched. Like from over that way, over this way, like okay.
What's interesting is he's so slippery. He doesn't want to be seen, really. He really just wants to be known for how powerful he is. So the fact that he's not trying...
That's all he wants. That's the only quality he cares
He's
about.
not
how powerful I am.
He's not communicating with me. So every time I try to grab him to communicate with him...
That's what you mean by slippery.
He slips
just
away.
Gets away. Okay, I follow.
Because he wants to just be known as a powerful entity. That's why he feeds into things like demons. This guy wants to be known as darker and scarier than he is. He wants to be known as a demon, as somebody who's super, super powerful.
But what I think is really interesting is digging into his human memories. And that memory of him dancing with the woman that he ultimately hurt.
Is very, very powerful to him. And it's one of the most human memories that comes out of him. So if I were you, I would ask him more about that.
If this memory of you dancing with a woman, like, if it is so strong, you clearly loved her at some point.
Some point.
That was interesting. His hands were covered in blood and he was just shaking and he looked up.
I think love is more powerful than hate, and I think that you should focus on that instead of all the terrible things.
What's interesting about this approach is the deconstruction of him. And I see exactly what you're playing here, and I like it. I like this.
Well, because it's boring to just dig into evil. Like, that is such a, no. Like, it's so much more fascinating to see what cultivated that evil. Because then we can take that and apply it other places.
Right.
And break cycles. But if you just focus on evil and you stay there and you're like, oh, this evil is so powerful, let's go look at it. It's not only is it dangerous, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. Yes, this man did awful things. And he does not want people to know his secrets, which is why he's so afraid to be seen as human. Because if you deconstruct his secrets, then you see the things that broke him.
No, hold on. I just told you your time is up. You do not get to affect me like this. You do not get to scare me. You don't have that power over me. You don't have that power over anyone, actually.
He's putting like boundaries up and he's not having it.
You don't get to hurt people anymore. That's not...
You don't get to hurt people anymore. That's not...
You have his energy and Ashley's empathetic energy. I think mixing the two together...
It's a perfect storm.
It's a perfect storm. You were just talking about the energy expanding, right? Something's happening. These two are clashing in their own unique, energetic ways.
Ramping up, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to explain it. Just rooms are getting lighter and darker. It's almost like it's moving around.
Ask him about hell. If he's currently in hell. Not religious hell.
Where does he think he is right now? Like, what does he see the place as? Is this his hell? Is he in hell? Is this just his house? Try and see if he'll... just ask that for us.
Okay. Can you tell me where you're at? Is this your house? Or do you feel like you're stuck in hell? Is this your personal hell? Is that why? It literally sounds like someone is breathing in this room, and it is not me. It's not me.
Evil has its own fears as well.
I just think that we misunderstand evil.
It got really cold in here. I was so comfortable. Okay.
Yeah, I was so comfortable.
Alright, I'm coming to get you.
This was one of the most interesting quarantines I've ever done. I was scared. I was angry. I was sad. What the fuck is this place? Where am I? I felt every emotion during that. Oh, God. Wow. I don't know how I just stayed so calm for 20 minutes, but oh my God, get me the out of here. I love you so much. I love you. That was great. Thank you, sir. You.
After this, we'd regroup at base before heading back in to conduct a spirit box session. Ashley, I've been putting equipment on you all night. Mm-hmm. Do you still have the spirit box in your hood?
Dun,
Here,
dun,
do a
dun,
little...
dun, 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 dun.
right where I left it.
Oh my God, I'm so good at this.
Right where I left it.
Some people carry backpacks. I just wear a very big coat.
It works. We just want to see if you can use this tool here to speak to us. And definitely speak to Ashley again.
Stop it.
Is that a female saying stop it?
Yes.
Let's take it upstairs. Let's hang on to it. Let's move a little bit. We want to take one more chance to talk to you. It's okay if you don't want to talk. Was there something done to this house that is causing this to happen? Does that make sense to you? Are you not allowed to talk about it?
Ooh, I just got a really weird question.
Something. I need to get out of there.
There's something vibrating over here.
What do you mean?
No, we're good, we're good, we're good.
Get out of there.
We're good. There was something vibrating right over here.
What do you mean? No way.
I'm trying to be chill about it, but right before you said it, like I felt like let's kill the spirit box for a second.
Sorry.
Wait a second. Yeah, that was like actual fear on your face.
Yeah, that was
No, because right when you walk this way again, just Becca, walk like this. Now come out.
If there was a door to slam, I swear to you, it would have just slammed.
Like, no, like, okay, so when you, right before that happened, I'm not even sure if the audio caught it because it was a vibration. It felt like this thing was like rubber, and it was like bouncing for a second. It was like, boom, 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 like this, like, but we weren't moving to make it. It doesn't even sound like that. It was different. It was like a wobble.
oh.
Something did happen to this house.
Oh, I feel so uncomfortable.
Like I've been really unstable since I've been in there, like a little wavy. So it's unfair for me to tell you if something's vibrating because my whole body's like.
Okay, so I know that we make fun of you for your goosebumps, but my arms are covered in them.
Mm-hmm. Something, yeah, the vibe here is weird.
Dude, I feel so oh my god.
Towards the end of the spirit box session, I tried to bait a spirit into saying exorcism with no success. But in the process of doing this, an odd sequence of events would happen. From a light anomaly captured above my head, Becca's body language during the questioning, a vibration near me which was also allegedly said to have happened during the actual exorcism, and Ashley's intense need to get out of the closet.
No, and something was like, get the out of there now.
With all of this happening, it was only appropriate to begin our first ripple in time. This is a favorite resident undead strategy used in order to stimulate the dead for maximum interaction. We believe that if you reintroduce something from their past, they're much more likely to interact with you. And with this, we're going to recreate something that may still be considerably contributing to this haunting, an exorcism. Your fear fills me with adrenaline. While Ashley and I perform it, 6 recorders will be running and Becca will be taking notes of anything happening around us. I have no idea what this is going to do, but for the next 20 minutes we'll see what unfolds. Show us! Rolling on Pandora's. Rolling, rolling, rolling. All right, 6 are in play. To any demons that believe they have dominion over this house, I'm commanding you to leave in the name of Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ!
I have walked through the valley of death, and I fear no one. No one will have command over this house. You will leave.
You will leave!
My cross, sister. In the name of the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit, I command thee to leave. Show yourself! Come out of the darkness, come forward into the light, and expose yourself to all of us.
Expose yourself to all of us!
Only a demon would fight from the shadows. I'm gonna give you your last chance. I want you to come out and show us what you are.
You are.
You're not as strong as you think you are. But now's your chance. Show me that you're stronger than the Lord's water and the Lord's book. Show us!
Show us!
Pray with me, sister. Pray with me. Kneel with me. Pray with us, demon. Pray with sister and myself now. Your fear fills me with adrenaline. It feels so good, demon. It feels good to feel you leave.
It feels good to feel you leave.
And Ripple, what did you feel during the exorcism of this house?
So I know that this was created by human. This is human evil. It was cultivated by humanity. I know that it's human, right? What I'm trying to also unpack is there's also a very dark, sinister energy that is not connected to a person, but I believe it was created by a person. It's just taken on form. When you started to ramp up the evil or the energy, there were some creepy things that happened, like echoes of children's laughter, but it started to just be in the walls and it was like coming off of the walls. Well, that was creepy, and children's laughter should not feel scary and sinister, but it did. Wall of secrets. So this wall, I keep seeing somebody's face pressing through this wall here. And what I think is, based on my experience, that image for me almost always means secrets, just secrets. If there is a wall and a human form pressing through it, it means this place has secrets, right? When you went to kneel in the ripple, he said, "Last man standing." When you said, I kept asking, this is me asking, are you in hell? Thinking accountability, asking what form do you show people? This is the form that I see, but he shows like a very scary, a frightening form. He said, "Don't tell me how to live in my house." When you said, it started to get creepy when you said, "You will leave." That's when it started to get scary for me, because a little girl walked out of that doorway and just started crying and reaching for you, like wanting to be picked up. But what I know is that is something that is often attributed to demonic activity. And then she started doing super inappropriate things that I don't even really want to talk about. But,
Oh no. Come on.
But she lifted her dress up and she said, "I'll show you what's under my dress." And then she started laughing. That's how I knew that it wasn't a real girl.
Okay.
Or it's just the energy taking on a form and trying to explain what happened here to me. It could be either one. That's the thing about darker stuff. It's harder to unpack what's real and what isn't.
Right.
Would you like to take maybe 10, 15 minutes to do something that we don't get to do often with you, but actually quarantine you to see if you can communicate farther with it?
Yeah, I do, I think. Let's try it. How about that?
And rolling on Pandora's, rolling.
So I'm going to start by saying, this place is really frustrating me. Because I do not know what I think about this haunting. I thought I knew what I thought. It is very rare that I don't know what I think.
I don't know what I think.
So shortly after the exorcism ripple, Becca and I were doing audio review in the actual house there, just real quick. And she said to me that she was getting frustrated.
Are there secrets here?
Are there secrets here?
All right, fine. I'm going to try to talk to the male spirit here. The one that I first sensed, the one I had twilight dreams about. I'm going to try to talk to you, even though I can't see you and I can't feel you, which is so frustrating.
And when Becca talks about like these twilight feelings, days before we got here, she was communicating with what seemed to be a male spirit.
Do you feel as if you should be held accountable for your actions?
For your actions.
It's getting so wide, dude.
I know.
For the record, I just felt a slight rush of energy, a slight rush of emotion that came from that corner of the room. So weak, though. Like, I can't.
She's so brave.
So there was a rush of energy and it went away, so I think he was trying to communicate something, but I don't know what he said. Other than essentially, like, no. No, and you don't know me. Last word from him is, you'll see me for what I am.
What the does that mean?
I thought I already had.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I have no idea what it means. I'm so frustrated.
You said before he thinks he's this demon. He thinks he's this very dark entity. So what, he's gonna show us that?
That explains why the air is supercharged and, like, that makes sense. 9 years ago would be freaked the f*** out.
Good. We get him
Yeah.
now then. All right, we're gonna come get you, and we stay tight. We're gonna do another ripple. Yes. Okay. So
I heard something upstairs knock.
good. We're gonna set up for our second ripple right now. We're gonna charge this up. We're gonna go after him. Like, let's get if he wants to show himself to us, right? You will see who I am. All right. We have a ripple designed just for this.
Listen, man, I don't have to be by myself for the rest of the night, so we can do
Yeah,
whatever the
yeah.
you want.
Boom.
Now, game over.
Since this spirit is flexing his ego, which is a clear sign of insecurity, I knew it was time to execute our second ripple. For this one, we'll focus on the domestic violence that Becca's been picking up on throughout the entire investigation. We'll reintroduce stimuli from his past in order to bring his behavior into question and examine his motivation. This should help us understand why he wants to be revered as a monster. Since Ashley and I have been friends for over a decade, we should easily be able to improvise what a real argument feels like. So for the next 20 minutes, we'll be a couple with clear insecurities and psychological pain. 6 recorders will be strategically placed and recording simultaneously around the house while Becca reads and records from the kitchen. The goal is simple: deconstruct him and expose his vulnerabilities.
I said I love you! I can't believe you're here tonight. Do you not know what I know?
What are you talking about? I swear you do this every night. I'm here, I'm minding my own business. I'm in our home, minding my own business, and you just want to fight. For what?
You take me for an absolute fool. You must think I am completely... No! You must think I'm completely stupid. The town talks. The entire town
What are
talks.
you talking about? You do realize you're crazy, right?
They talk about you.
Oh my god, I don't do anything. You make shit up all of the time. It's like you wouldn't be happy if you couldn't come home and fight with me.
Liar!
Oh
Liar!
God, are you
You are
kidding
sleeping
me?
with half the...
No, I'm
You are
not.
sleeping half the time! Sleeping.
Are you
You!
kidding me?
Stay down!
You must think you're so fucking tough touching a woman.
Baby, let's stop this. Let's just start over, okay? You and me. I love you.
I love you.
I said I love you! Let's start over! You know this house isn't big enough for these kind of games! Found you! I found you! Don't you just love all the times we've danced together? Yeah, no! All the times we've danced together!
you!
We are gonna dance forever! Just you and me!
I hate you!
It's just you and me. Oh my god, it's just you and me. I can't wait! Oh,
This anymore.
no! And Ripple.
Well, that's probably the most wicked Ripple we've put together. So what did you see up there?
Or throughout this whole thing here?
So the first thing I got was a rush of emotion after a fight for what? And I really thought that nothing was going to happen the entire ripple because nothing was really... And then the man started saying tick-tock, tick-tock. I don't know what it was in association with. And then another rush of emotion for a fight with me. These are like the verbal stamps that created that, right? And then I saw a little girl on the stairs covering her ears while there was fighting. But then I wrote to myself, real little girl, because I don't know. At this point, I don't know. There was an energy at the top of the stairs when you guys were up there. And then the weirdest thing that happened is when you were coming downstairs, Lucky said, "I'm not gonna have a voice tomorrow."
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard clear as day, there's not going to, in my brain, there's not going to be a tomorrow.
Jesus. I'm not gonna have a voice tomorrow.
I know.
That is what an abusive, angry person, that's exactly what they would say to that, but it's weird because they waited until after the ripple was...
When you weren't paying attention to
Yeah.
them at all.
Like...
And I vaguely was, too.
I just said it because my throat started to hurt, like, oh, I'm not gonna have a voice tomorrow. There's not gonna be a tomorrow. Who the...
Rude.
He's just full of empty threats. He's just been talking shit this whole night and not doing anything.
I assume that they're empty words, though, because the rage is so quiet, it can't be powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Just can't be. Oh, I mean, psychopaths are powerful and they still hurt people, but this one's dead.
After this, we'd quickly regroup and head back upstairs to hold another active EVP session.
I just want to say to the man, the gentleman. What's wrong?
Somebody is screwing with me, I guess, is the best way to put it. But here's what's interesting. You can only make me sense you. I've literally seen nothing that proves that you are anything other than able to do a mind fuck, so...
Okay. You've seen a lot of weird things tonight, and I know it's ramped you up. I can feel this place is charged. We all feel it. You've seen us use this all night tonight. It helps us hear you, and we've heard a lot already of what you said. Let me hear one more thing, okay? On the count of 3, I'm going to give you the opportunity to say whatever you want. You can tell us whatever's on your mind, but talk, don't... This is going to be a weird request, but don't knock on anything, all right? Just talk here. Use all the energy right here. 1, 2, 3. Tell us what's on your mind. Ending EVP, ending. I know. I feel a little around us. I know.
It's shaking.
I know.
That's not possible.
And it delivers someone right behind
It's
me.
not, what is happening?
Okay.
Like, what?
All right. Let's just gather ourselves. I know. Listen. Here, we're gonna listen to you now.
Is it really shaking or?
I don't know. I feel it though too.
You do? Do you feel that?
Yeah, very lightly. Very lightly.
What's happening?
Weird.
All right, I'm playing it back over here.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Tell us what's on your mind.
I heard the word happened in there. Something it said happened.
It's like a full sentence.
Yeah, it's a full sentence.
just-
Like I'll have to analyze that closer.
If I understood this EVP correctly, and the timing of the vibration isn't coincidental, then this is the first time in 10 years I've encountered something to this level. Although, it is possible that the spirit knew a natural vibration was happening and took credit for it. Or, I misinterpreted the EVP completely and the vibration and message have nothing to do with each other. Regardless, this now sets the stage for my quarantine of the night. A closing out of our investigation and one last chance to see what this spirit has to say about the interactions between him and us.
Come up from the depths of this house and come and get me. All right, rolling on Pandora's. And we are running. We are at the end of the night. How are you doing right now?
No, but the energy just did something strange. It just like pulled out of the room. The energy just retreated from the room.
Do not retreat, we have to talk. It's the end of the night, chat. And what I'm trying to tell you is that there is a legend of you still to this day that people are talking about. They know about you, but we're gonna make it end tonight. We're gonna rewrite the past of what you were. Everything you saw us do tonight is now fact. You died at the hands of a woman.
That's interesting. He didn't care about the death part until he said it at the hands of a woman.
Of course.
Kimmell's so amused right now, which means he must feel some aggression. Are you amused right now?
It's funny you say that. I feel really strong right now. When you said that you feel the energy retreating, it's weird. It is like it ran away. I give chances all the time to take shots at me. It has to happen tonight. Once I'm gone, I'm gone. You can say you're gonna follow me and taunt me. It never works. They all say the same thing. You gotta do it tonight, and you have a very little amount of time left. So quit hiding, come up from the depths of this house, and come and get me. Come up here.
Come up here.
Oh, this is the most infuriating, frustrating, haunting I've ever investigated. Ever. It just makes me so irrationally angry.
Those little boxes over here can hear you on your side talking to my side, right? So throughout the night, I've got to hear a few of those responses as we're working through all of this. And you know one thing that we've all heard a lot of in those captures is the word demon. Don't use the word. There is no such thing as a demon. You're just damaged. You are trying to put on a show. But don't use that word, because if you want to use that word, then act like it. But Becca just told me that you're bound. You can't do anything. You just watch.
You just watch.
How does it feel to lose? I'm just curious.
Ooh, something just happened. I don't know if he made an attempt to touch your cheek or if something just happened. It was very strange. The energy just pulsed at your cheek.
I did feel some kind of shift. It feels more tense up here than it did momentarily.
Feels more tense up here than it did momentarily.
I've learned that you can't save everybody. You can't. I want to find the humanity, I do, but then I got to think about all the things you may have put other people through. And in that moment, what was happening? You're too damaged.
It's so interesting. Well, I think he's talking about passing judgment. You pass judgment on me.
Pass judgment on you.
I think he's trying to find common ground, and he's comparing himself to you, and he's finding
An equal anger inside of you that he carried.
the difference, though, is he acted on his anger in an abhorrent way.
Trust me, I'm human. I have a lot of anger built up in me at times. I do, but I've learned to actually harness it and use it for good. You used your anger in a destructive manner. I have used my anger to motivate and build things. We're different. There is no common ground. There really is no common ground. Don't give me that we share an emotion. There's nothing identical between you and I.
There's nothing identical between you and I.
This guy. He just makes empty threats. My dreams died and yours will too.
Say that.
You think you're so different from me. My dreams died and yours will too.
We'll see about that. I can't stop you from continuing to do what you do. And again, if you don't understand what you're doing, I'm sorry. But tonight is a bruise on your ego. Tomorrow and every day past this, if you continue to terrorize, you remember this night. This is a bruise on your ego, and you'll always remember this. We always remember that one bad moment, that one bad day. Remember this night. It will echo for eternity.
It will echo for eternity.
I hope you find
If
peace.
you think about someone, and you know someone that has been like that, like abusive and just f***ing vile and awful, like, yeah, they'll apologize, but do they ever mean it? And it happens again and again and again, so they don't, it doesn't matter. They don't care. They see nothing wrong with it. They only apologize to get you back.
I think in the end, what we forget as paranormal investigators is that these spirits do retain their human emotions, and they can be just as twisted, if not worse, in death. Many are quick to label what they don't understand as a demon, but I really believe that quite often we're interacting with deceased sociopaths who have had more than enough time to stew in their anger, while sitting in confinement of their own self-made hell. Hinsdale is special, and the dominant entity here is beyond complex. But when it comes down to it, it's just a damaged soul who never figured out how to find redemption.